right now. If I think Danilo had a small game, Eduardo built an example, Lino as well. But we can try to like go over some of these games. Whoever is interested could, if you built a game, we'd love you to kind of show what you built or basically explain or share your learnings if you're willing to. Otherwise, we can also I can share my screen and go over some of these things myself. But yeah, I'm really curious about, welcome, Jake. Really curious about the feedback as well from everyone. Your experience building on Rise for the first time. We will have, basically now that the game jam is over, we have, I think, about like 5 days or so to like vote on like the top games. And then, like the top 3 will get prizes, but all the games are really cool. And, I would really love to see, all these games, like, continuing being built to a certain extent, learnings shared, and hopefully some new games built as well. If anyone hasn't participated in this jam yet, this is, I haven't built a game myself. I probably should, but I was overloaded with other stuff and not necessarily a developer per se, but it seems like, a lot of people were able to build games pretty quickly, which is really cool, I think, especially for first jam. But maybe, I could give someone the mic to get started. Nita has tried to build something as well. Nita, it's amazing. You're a legend. But maybe, like we could start with, I don't know. I don't want to put anyone on the spot if someone wants to unmute themselves and share their experience. But, I know Danilo is here. Maybe you want to share a few words about, your game and your experience. If you're down, I think you worked on Breakout, right?
Yeah. So at first, I needed a macOS environment because I work on a Mac, and Eduardo released the version for the Mac. And then I just started coding, and about a day I did a very simple example, the classic Breakout game. The algorithm is very simplistic for the main feature of the game, which is basically bouncing balls around, right? Nothing fancy. Yeah, so documentation was very nice, very easy to follow. Everything works as expected. I did the basic graphics and basic sound. Yeah, so nothing much to
That's
share.
Awesome. That's awesome. Thanks, Danilo. By the way, if anyone is, I shared the link, but you can go ahead. Let me just share my screen real quick as well, just to show how this might work. If I can share it, actually, let me see. Breakout. All right, awesome. So basically, you need to download the SQFS file here, and then you can go ahead and go on emulator.rives.io, and then just let's see if it's still in my downloads. Just drag and drop it in, and then you can go ahead and test it out and play it out. So I already played some of these games. Breakout is fun. It's classic. And if you want to replay, you need to click on the record button. Otherwise, it will basically record a tape for you, and you can play that tape by clicking on the replay button. And that's about it. And thanks so much, Danilo, for sharing that. Really cool game. Crazy. So you said you built this in 1 day? I think, right?
Yeah, maybe, I don't know, I didn't time it, but maybe 4 hours in a day and 6 hours another day, and that was it. Yeah.
Awesome. What were there things that you like, for next time that we should improve, like things that stood out, or features or something that you would like to see?
I mean, maybe not in the core, but maybe something built on top of the basic Rives API, like a little more higher level frameworks maybe will come out for example, side-scrolling games may have a high-level framework for that. So different kinds of games and genres may have like specialized frameworks to make it easier to write games.
Right. Yeah, that makes a ton of sense. I guess those kind of probably maybe will appear over time as
yeah.
Right. But yeah, really cool. Yeah, does anyone else have I don't know, Lino, you built something as well, maybe you want to share?
Yeah. So I built the Game of Life game, and so essentially I did the tutorial in about 4 hours or so, or maybe less, and then I coded the game in I would say 5 hours. But then you can to really balance stuff. I think it took you can take much more than that. So I just tried to tinker around about the parameters after that, but the core game was built in I don't know, these 10-ish hours. And yeah, well, what the game is to try to make Game of Life interesting, and so have to create a balance there. So put.
I just dropped some thoughts.
Yeah, drop some thoughts. You can. There are a lot of Game of Life patterns. So one possible future you can make it easy to create these patterns. But sure, just drop a bunch of cells there. So. Yeah.
All right.
And then it will evolve, and you'll see what. Yeah, nothing interesting this time.
I died quite quickly. Yeah. What's a good pattern, or like a classic pattern that usually would?
Well, you can go to Wikipedia. There are a lot of them, but there's like the 4 or a 2x2 square. It's just a square. It will live forever. Also, another interesting is 3 in a row. And it will live as well. So there are some ships that travel around the screen, and also another ones that they keep alive. There are ones that they go for a long time until they finally die. So there are a lot of these patterns. So since there's a time, you don't have much time to think on how to do it. 3 in a row.
And what was your inspiration to do this?
Well, what I wanted to do is something like that could generate like an art later, something that you could watch, and it would be cool to have a bunch of tapes in Rives. So that was the goal with this game. And since Game of Life can have this setback. Oh, that was interesting.
That's sick. I love it. It's like you can create different patterns and stuff. But how do you deal with? You said some of them would be like unlimited, like they just continue. How would you deal with that?
They consume these life points, right? So the game should end. But since it's but you can create a lot of different rules. So you can award for each time that you create a new cell, you award some life points, and then you can go for a long time.
Mm,
So the goal was to make the balancing was to make it as interesting as possible, because I can always like the 2x2 pattern is very boring, right? But it just lives forever. So I wanted to try to avoid that, and finding the perfect balance between these parameters, that's the hard part.
for sure.
So right
For
now,
sure.
I think it's very hard to for me, it's very hard to make more than 2,000 points on level 7. So it's kind of balanced there. But yeah, maybe someone would create a better pattern, and maybe later we can tinker the parameters.
Right. Very cool, And did you have any, like, besides the game balancing, did you have like specific challenges or?
Other thing that were very interesting. So I was heavily based in the snake from the tutorial, and also there's a coins example that has this kind of moving around, and which. So I was heavily based about this example. So I think maybe for the future, having some examples, I think creating like a side scroller framework will be much higher, but having a side scroller game that you can copy and paste would be fine for start. So I know Eduardo created a scroller, but with a top-down scroller as well. Maybe he can tell us how he did.
Awesome. Thanks, Lino. Eduardo, you want me to show what you built? Maybe you can voice some stuff over.
I can show here.
Or you can show. Awesome.
I will share my screen.
Perfect.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, for me it works.
So I made this dungeon crawler. It's a roguelike game. I made it in 3 days. I created this mostly to showcase what you can build using just the Reef API. So basically, you are a knight. You can dash. You can pick up a sword and attack monsters. Then you have to explore the dungeon. There are some traps in the dungeon. We have to take care. And you can upgrade your character during the exploring. Like here, I'm going to pick a bomb. And now I can place bombs on. So there are 4 levels. I made it for this game. It should take about 15 minutes to complete. And to go to the next level, you have to take a key to open this door. And you have to find the key in the dungeon. For this level, the key is here. And you can pick up life here. So this is it. Now I'm going to show some details how I made this. So I didn't have time to create the art. So I took a free assets from itch.io. On itch.io, you can find some pixel art packs that you can download and use it for your games. So I downloaded this one. It's a free one on itch.io. And you can use for free in the games. And then I create a map using the Tiled map editor. It's a map editor for games. that's for free to download. It's very easy to use. So I'm going to show here the map of the levels. So here is the first level. You can see I can, for example, place monsters on the map. How the map was created here. And this is the next level. This is the third level. And finally, the last level. There is a boss here. It's more difficult. And the game ends in this fourth level. And these are all the sprites. It's basically the one that I downloaded from itch.io. I just created some minor modification to add some new sprites related to this game, like this heart, this sword. I didn't make myself the levels. It was my girlfriend that helped me. So she was the level designer and also created the pixel art for some assets here, for some sprites here. So I mostly made the coding and the sound design. And I can show also the code here. The code has basically a file that has a configuration for all the objects in the game. This file. And then it has a file that has a configuration for all the sound effects. This file. It's basically a big array with configurations. So people could download and modify the sounds, could modify the configuration of the objects. And all the logic of the game is on this C file. It has 1,000 lines of code. Took me 3 days to make it. So it just used the Rive API. So could serve as example how to make a top-down game for other people. But having in mind that I made this very fast, so I wouldn't say to copy the code, because there are many things that could be optimized. So that's it.
Bro, that's fucking sick. That's crazy. And you got your girlfriend helping you? That's awesome.
Yeah.
Good teamwork. Very cool, very cool. Yeah, I mean, if anyone has questions for Eduardo, please go ahead, or for Lino as well.
Oh, have in mind that I'm not eligible to win the prize of the jam, of course, because I made Rive. So
yeah, good point.
Yeah.
Great. What were your, Eduardo, what were your learnings doing this? I mean, I guess you already did the previous examples on Rive and stuff, but were there any like things or inspirations for Rive that you kind of learned from doing this, or yeah?
Well, not much learnings, but it was fun for me because I used to work in games. So it's like going back old times, creating a game.
Right.
So I had experience in creating games like this one. So it was fun to do it again. And this small constrained environment.
Right. Is this like your favorite type of game?
No, it's one of them. Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah, I mean, as you said, probably maybe this is something that people could also build levels around or something in the future. Maybe I could try to do that.
yeah. If my girlfriend was able to create a level, I think anyone can. She knows nothing about game development.
Yeah, I mean, she did a great job, so I'm sure it's not that easy. But awesome. Let me share my screen again. By the way, anyone, please unmute yourselves if you have thoughts or questions. this is meant to be a open conversation, but I will.
Just a quick question. So to load the maps and the tiles, and did you have to write the code yourself, or did you use?
So I used this map editor
Yeah.
create. Then I export it as a Lua file. This Lua file has just a big array. Then I created a mouse script that converts this Lua file to a .h file, that's a C file, with just a big array with all the map information.
So the editor exports a Lua file.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Eduardo, this path that you took to build the game specifically, is that like it's just one of the options, right? To like build your map into.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I used this map editor, but there are other options out there for free. So you could use whatever tool you want, as long as you can, in the end, convert it to some file you can use in the game. Like in my case, I converted to a .h file that I could include in the code. But I'm sure people would come with another ideas to how to import maps and assets in the game.
Okay, awesome. Any other questions for Eduardo? Otherwise, we can continue. I don't think Ednick Kebno is here, right? I don't think so, but he built, or she, a, let's see. Let's reload this. I don't know why I'm the one showing this. I'm not the best gamer, or whatever. How do I shoot? Am I supposed to take these things, or? Oh, D. Nice. I can go backwards as well, it seems. I have 0. I'm really good at this. Oh, there you go. I like the music. This is cool. I'm gonna stop though. Stop. Cool game, yeah. And actually, I think this person submitted 2 games. Let's see. Is that correct? Yeah, Blocky as well.
Blocky. Yeah.
Indeed. Let's try Blocky. I don't know. Have you guys tried these games as well, or? I think both of
I
these.
tried both. They're pretty good.
Yeah. I like the music. Let me unmute that though. But yeah, this is sick. Pretty impressive that this person did 2 games. But yeah, you guys should check them out. I don't know if you guys have any thoughts that you want to share about these. I think Ednick Kebno shared something in a Discord as well earlier in the Game Jam channel. But yeah, very cool. The Simple City Builder. Lino, do you want to do this? I feel like you're better at playing games.
I'll leave it to Carlo.
Carlo, you wanna do some playing? Carlo's
I want to train before a bit.
You do? Okay. Let me try it then, but don't expect anything from me. I don't know. Has anyone
No,
tried?
don't worry about the part, man.
Okay, so I need to build a city, I guess. I'm not sure what I missed. Have you guys tried this? What do I click?
Did you read the instructions?
No.
Yes, you should. On H.
I present to you. Q brings up the building menu.
Oh, sorry. Which should I press?
Q.
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 Q. Q.
Right.
Oh, I see. Very cool. Huh. Let's build a house. How do I enter?
I think you have to make a road first.
Oh. Okay.
Build a road. Then you can build the houses around the road.
Mm.
Press
Wait.
right
Oh,
to
right.
choose the road. Yeah.
Interesting. I can press Q to like drop it, or
Now you have to place it.
how do I place it? Q?
I don't remember.
Why am I stuck with this? Wait, what are the instructions? Carl, where does it say what to press? Okay. Doesn't say.
Give it a try on some nearby keys, right? Like W or E or A.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I think W.
So
Have the instructions again. So
W.
Q, open and close menu, building. Q, stop building. F, please building. Left
Oh, so
arrow,
it's F,
right
F.
arrow, F.
F.
So it's F.
Okay. Oh, and I need to place it next to a road. Okay.
Yeah, I have to
Okay.
break.
Bro, I'm gonna get a fucking big population right here.
yeah, you already got like 16 people in there.
Let's go.
Yeah. Now you have to make a bigger road and place the industrial complex.
Wait,
Yeah,
what
people gotta work, man. They don't work from home in there.
What happened to my other road?
Seems like a bug.
Or you removed
Not
it.
Spain, but you can't build there, so it's probably it's there.
All right, I'm not gonna bore you. I'll try to figure this out offline, but I recommend you guys check it out, and try to play it. But I think I need to test it out a bit more. But this is cool. This is a different type of game as well. So I guess what's the goal is? This is the typical like city builder game, right? You want to get the score up, the population up, something like that, right? All right. Let's test out the ninja one.
That one's mine.
It's yours? You want you have to showcase it then.
Oh, I can't stream for sure. This laptop wouldn't let me.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
But you want to voice it over?
Sure.
All right.
So it's more of an arcadey game, really. It's inspired by Fruit Ninja, and you just have to follow the directions on the screen.
Nice.
And then you're timed, so you got 30 seconds when you start. But every fruit you like slash up gives you a couple seconds extra. If you mess up, you will say second and a little bit of score. And yeah, the out hash, like the final JSON, tells you how many of each fruit you sliced and your final score.
Cool. Okay. So yeah, it's like kind of like Guitar Hero or something, but with fruit.
Yeah, exactly. Like if anyone has played Helldivers, it was based off of the I guess minigame for calling in the stratagems.
Ah, I see. Very nice. So what was your what were your learnings doing this? Did you enjoy it? Was it fun to build?
Yeah, for sure it was fun. I had never worked like so, I guess, low level, like pure C. I was mostly using like Godot and Unity, so it was fun working like that.
Awesome. Very cool. I think I got the high score, right? I don't think anyone else beat me.
Nah, I got you beat. I got 2000, I think, but I played it like while I was building it. I probably played it for, I don't know, like 2 or 3 hours.
Yeah.
So yeah, I got 3,000 something.
That makes sense then. That makes sense. I mean, hard to beat the person who built it, right? But what did you have?
Let Lino play for a couple of minutes and we'll see.
Yeah, I'm sure Lino will beat it quickly. But Uncle, what were your? Do you have any like feedback or like from like what kind of impressions you had? Like you said, you've been going a bit more low level now, but what are the things that you think we can improve for like next time or?
It was fun. I think the docs are missing a couple things. Like one of them would be working with sprites. There's an example which is coins, but I didn't understand at all like how the sprite sheet was being split. So I had to cheat a lot for this. I had to go and split the because I did make a sprite sheet on the first day, and it had I guess the font that's used for the start screen and the fruits and the slashes and such. But I didn't know how to split it, so I had to split it by hand. But yeah, besides that, everything else pretty. I had never used C before, so the docs are at such a state that you can just pick it up and learn and even get a game working during a jam. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, about the sprite sheet guide, I'm still working on it. Sorry for not having finished it for this jam. So I will explain later there how to load sprites and draw them.
Thank you. There's definitely an example which is coins, but yeah, I didn't understand like how it was being split there by the code.
Yeah, for sure, it needs explanations.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Uncle, for building this. Really cool. Let's see. I think Gun of Retro is not. I think someone submitted. I don't think this runs on Rise, right, Eduardo?
Yeah, it's not valid distribution.
Breakout. We saw River. All right. I don't know if the person who built River is here. Picloberto. Otherwise, I will show it as well. So I played this one as well a little bit. I think I shoot like that, and I want to get the pink thingies here for fuel. Oh yeah, baby. Come over here. Oh yeah. Now we're talking. Okay. So this is a classic game, right? Apparently. I'm dead already. This was quite fun to play as well. Go check it out. River Rives. Nice. Is Fabio in the call? I don't know if Fabio's here.
Yes, he is.
Oh, Fabio, you want to showcase Dave Raid?
Yeah, hello. I'm trying to do this game in River Ride, but it's really cool that someone write it. So Dave Ride is just a game like River Ride, but I put some trivia inside to people to learn about blockchain and cartels, something like that. And also, of course, I put some instructions there.
Oh, sick.
So you have light, ref, and S to fire. There is some sound, I believe, but I don't listen.
Let me see if I'm muted.
And when you hit 5, you ask something. Yeah.
The sound works.
Yeah, and when you got like 6 of intelligence, you have the Dave power.
Oh, dude, I love that. You added some good stuff. There you go. Immutable ledger dynamic database. Okay, so it's like, okay.
And you have a timeout. Oh, yeah.
Oh my God. I'm bad at this. The trivia got me. Okay, this is really cool.
Yeah.
So you put in the trivia as well, and like and you still have the game in between. Interesting. I like that mix. What was your inspiration to do this?
Well, I'm always thinking about how to engage people to study things. My first, how can I say, my first job here in Rio as a partner was how to make a good game to engage those people to learn something, and it was interesting in the past. Like Flash games, it's old stuff.
Yeah.
And then I just, well, why not? Bring
True
it together.
gamification of education, right?
Yeah, something like that.
I like it. And what were your impressions
And
like?
also we have some storytelling on the first on description, and that's it.
Sick.
And it's still doing bad because I don't have so much time to do this. And it was really fun.
Very cool. And what was your impression building on Rise? Like, do you have any feedback or impressions based on this first experience?
Well, it runs really smooth. Beside the sprite missing documentation, I kind of understand this stuff. And C is not so good to program, but okay, I can try another language. But because sometimes when things fails, I don't understand where is the problem. And yeah, overall, it's awesome.
What's your
really game?
Awesome, thank you. What would be like the language you would want to use or that you're more familiar with?
Yeah, I'm familiar with Rust, JavaScript. Maybe I miss stack trace, like where's the error? And on Mac, I miss the logs. I don't know if it's working on Mac. Like when you do some printf. But on the browser, it works for sure.
Oh, that could be a problem. It should work. By the way, you can use Rust.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure about it, but
by the way, you can use Rust, but you have to do the C bindings. Yeah.
Yeah, I need more time to explore.
That's awesome. Well, thank you, Fabio, for taking the time to do this. Really cool. I think we've showcased all of them because B Adventure is also like Gun of Retro. I think it's not a it won't run on Rise. It's just a zip to right, Eduardo. This one is also not.
Yeah, it's not.
Okay, so yeah, so I think we went through these games. I'm personally gonna spend a bit more time trying to get better at these games, or just test them out a bit more. But I personally am really blown away by the work that was put into all of these. Really cool, and also in such short amount of time. Some really cool games. I hope some of you guys are inspired to continue building them, or potentially building other games. We want to have some of these games obviously on Rise. We still have to figure out when and a few details there, but that the goal is to essentially get these games playable by anyone, and then also have people be able to submit their gameplays and generate tapes, etc. Potentially also people purchasing these games on Rise. later down the line. So, but yeah, I mean, again, really, really cool to see all these first games come out. I don't know if you guys have like, some thoughts or questions. Uncle, I guess I don't know what Microscript is, but probably doesn't run on Rise, right? But yeah, I mean, what are some questions or thoughts from everyone? I'll open up the stage. I mean, there's no stage. It's like unmute yourselves, guys. Zach, what do you think? I'm just gonna like pull people under the, I'm gonna pull people in.
I thought the games were pretty cool. I think that the future setup of the game jams should honestly just be you trying to figure out how to play the games.
That's the whole show, like just me playing games.
Yeah, man.
I don't know how
it made it entertaining. I feel like it makes me want to make a puzzle game just so I can challenge.
You just want to see me struggle, huh?
No.
We can call it max learning, struggling, failing, and failing again.
That's so true, though.
Yeah, but when something's hard, you improve, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think the first few times I'll
We'll have a
struggle with them.
We'll have a weekly video test with.
I have a question. I think it's more about strategy of building a community. So it's a start to build a community of builders, right? And at the same time, there are other platforms and ecosystems like Pico 8 or others. And I was wondering how hard it is to attract Pico 8 builders or other platform builders, or make like an easy path for those developers to build on Rives by either by providing like a bridge to those games, or libraries that help to migrate games, whatever. So, and then tap into those communities, talk to them, show what Rives is about, what's the potential, and maybe try to attract those developers. So I like to hear more about this kind of strategy.
Yeah, that's a good question, Danilo. So it's something we also are planning to do, but I think there's also still a bit of, and we had a bit of a conversation in our messages, Danilo, about this as well, but there's a bit of, in general, when you bring up like blockchain and stuff like that, it's not always, it does, there's a bit of disdain from like the traditional gaming community, also for good reasons, probably. But, so, we kind of want to approach it, I guess, in a more gentle manner. But like the end goal would be really to, offer some of these devs. I think Pico 8 is a great example of a community where there's a lot of alignment with what we're trying to do, especially on like the technical level. So, we've been starting to reach out to some people gently, and, mostly to also gather feedback and understand their needs and stuff like that. It is a bit of a tricky situation because of the, what I mentioned about like this disdain, but I think over time, as we have more games and stuff like that, and people start, building their own things in their own style, etc. on Rives, naturally, you need a few good games, let's say, and a few interesting builders, and then I think over time, some of the people around Pico 8 might want to develop on Rives as well. That's kind of how I think about it.
I also think it's like a chicken egg problem. In order to have good games, we need the builders, but in order to have more builders, we need good games. So it's take times to grow this.
Right. And yeah, sorry,
And
go ahead.
how the path looks like for a game that is developed for Pico 8 to migrate to Rives?
That's a question for Eduardo, I think.
Well, Pico 8 has more tools to create the games, so it's not that easy to port a game from Pico 8 to Rives. It's certainly more difficult to build on Rives. Pico 8 is on the market for many years, right? So it has many tools and libraries and stuff to help people build faster. So, yeah, it's not a fair comparison. But I'm sure people can build games on Rives. It just takes a little more work, and you have to find your tools. So you are more responsible. Yeah.
The tools you're talking about are the tools to like runtime tools or
Tools to create the game, like the map editor I use. It's a tool, but it's not on Rives. It's tool, right? It's other software that I use externally to help me create the map. There is also tools to help you create the art of your game.
Yeah, but nothing prevents, for example, a builder to use a tool that was made for Pico 8 to use the same tool to build a Rives game, right?
I don't think it's easy to use Pico 8.
For example,
as a
you
tool.
use an editor that wasn't made for Rives, right?
Yeah, but this editor was made to create games for anything.
Right.
It's a kind of a generic tool. The Pico 8 tools are made just for Pico 8. It's very difficult to use in another project.
Okay.
But yeah,
With
sorry, go ahead.
Also with time, I think we will have more tools for Rives. Like the tool I created for finding sound effects. I think we could have tools for creating maps and creating sprites. Hopefully the community will create them. I can maybe create some just to bootstrap. But I think with time we will have more tools. With more tools, more games. With more games, the community grows.
Exactly. But yeah, Daniel, I think you raised a good question, and it is something we've been thinking about. I've been kind of mapping a lot of Pico 8 devs and stuff, but I think the approach is a bit, reaching out partially as well to some. But yeah, the approach needs to be thought of a bit better. And as Eduardo said, I think over time we'll also kind of carve our own sort of. Yeah, it's there is some overlap, but also like a lot of unique features that Rives provides that are different, such as I would argue like it's potentially also more player focused. Like Pico 8 is very, I would argue, kind of builder focused. Like I don't see that many. There's not really anything for leaderboards. There's not anything for showcasing your gameplays on Pico 8. So I see it as Rives, also really potentially attracting like a good player base, which would sway as well Pico 8 developers, because at the end of the day, you want people to play your game as well. So those are kind of like angles that I think are interesting to look at as well. But we're definitely going to try to reach out to more Pico 8 devs as well. And there's some really cool and creative Pico 8 games out there. It would be cool if some of them or some of the devs build some stuff for Rives as well, I think. So totally aligned on that. Yeah. Any other or Danilo, do you have any other thoughts or how you think of an approach or thought about how to go about it?
Yeah, I was thinking approach by the technical side, right? And show there is a new project around, just post a message on their community with a technical angle. And because those people are passionate about the technical side of the stuff and they're passionate about building the games, I wouldn't worry too much about crypto stuff in the beginning. Let them think about the potential and the potential use cases and the usage in crypto industry, but I wouldn't worry too much about it. If you just show as a technical accomplishment and interesting project that may catch up the attention of some developers.
So you mean more like the technical side, show them the technical side, but still have obviously the crypto things, but not like, let's say that shouldn't be the selling point for the Pico 8 devs initially.
Yeah. Let those who see the potential of usage in the crypto ecosystem, and those who think that it has value for that market will use it. Those who don't, it doesn't need to create like a flame war or huge discussion around it, right? So I wouldn't worry too much about that.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I've been how to say, playing a little bit detective, going into the Pico 8 communities and stuff, and looking at, for example, just typing crypto or NFTs or something into the Discord chats, and you can tell that people, even without fully understanding it, there is like really this disdain or like this negative, not even just in gaming, but like in general, you feel it with people that aren't in the space because they haven't gone down the rabbit hole. So it's interesting I think there's a bit of something to overcome. And even if from a technical angle, they might be interested, like once they find out about the crypto side, there might be a bit of repulsion in some cases. So that's why I think maybe, I've been trying to think about how to do it.
I wouldn't worry much about that. Just introduce the project, say what it is, that it's a reproducible game console, and because it's reproducible, it has these properties and so, and has these cool features. You can have tapes, record gameplays, and talk about the properties of what reproducibility enables, and then you go from there, right? You don't need to approach as, this is a crypto and we want to sell games and power game owners, creators to have revenue. You don't need to take that angle, right? You can start with an angle of the technical side of the thing, because both the builders and the core developers of the engine both will understand what is Rives technically, right? So and you go from there, right? The community they have gamers as well, but a lot of them are game builders and core developers, right?
For sure.
So I don't think you need to be afraid of the crypto angle of Rives.
All right. Okay. I think we'll definitely give it a shot then. And if they
Well,
come yelling at us, I know.
my biggest fear is that it's very hard to build a community
right.
of builders, right? And we are just starting. You are just starting. You have a handful of builders, and they have, I don't know, 1,000 builders, right?
For sure.
So why not just show the project, show what the project is, and create excitement about the project?
No, definitely, yeah. That's some good thoughts, Danilo. Yeah, Cynthia, yeah. Did you get some bad? They deleted. Oh my god, nice. Any other thoughts or questions or anything about Rives or about the game jam? I think we're already almost out of time, but we have, we can chill here a bit more. Also, maybe for next steps. I mean, as I said, and as Danilo said, you guys are the first builders here, and anything you guys need, we're here for it. So if you guys, we really hope that you'll want to continue building stuff, both maybe your current games or build a new game or build your first game if you haven't built one yet. And, the team is here to support you in any way possible. And so, yeah, we'll be announcing additional activities for the coming weeks, probably next week already. And that will include some play tests, but also, we want you guys to continue building games, right? In whatever shape or form you imagine. So yeah, I think that kind of closes it, unless anyone has some last words. Maybe Carlo.
Yeah, about the question of when is the next jam. So now we're going to just review all the feedback that we got from this one to see what we can improve. We love hearing that you guys liked a lot of documentation, that it was easy to build for most people. And there were a few things that were difficult to understand and stuff. So we will work on that. The frequency of the game jams we're going to do, it's something we're still thinking about, right? And we want the feedback of the community also. We don't want it to be too frequent that people won't do it, because there's always one, so they will keep postponing. But we also don't want to do it without frequency, so people even forget it exists, and it's like a comment passing through or for something. So your feedback on that is also crucial. What's the frequency that you think it's good enough for you to have fun, but not to be a burden?
Every week, bro. Every week. I'm joking. But I would add that the building ideally is the game jam is one time where you can build, but ideally people can you can build whenever you want, right? You're not restricted to the game jam as well. So that we also want to encourage that a little bit.
I have a small question. Maybe I missed it and it's right there. I just glossed over it. But is there any documentation for the on-chain side of things, getting players to sign their scores and such to make them verifiable? Besides just having the out hash.
Yeah, the when you do a game on Rives, that comes to you for free, so you don't have to worry about it. Your cartridge, once on Rives, every single move the player does will be logged, and once the gameplay is done, automatically the platform will offer to submit on the Rives app chain that log. If they do, then we'll validate, we'll check for all the stuff that's relevant, like their score for now, but we're building also an achievement system, all this sort of stuff. So all the relevant things that you should validate on the gameplay will be automatically validated and checked for you. You as a developer don't really need to worry about it. As a developer, you can also on the platform like create a contest or something. So for instance, for Endcopter, we just made a contest that had 9 lives. And then you as a developer can choose what are the parameters that can change your game, right? For the Doom one, we also define the map. So starts on map 4 and ends on 5, I'm not sure, something like this. So I'm not sure if I answered your question.
Yeah, so these are essentially just parameters for your game arguments. So if you code that your game can have some different arguments, you can create these different contests. Also, when you create that array, that JSON with the alt hash, so you could just create a score system that considers only bananas. And so you just have to choose /bananas, and you can create a score on the Rives platform just for that, ignoring the original score that you created on your game. So all these are possible if you just created the game with just this couple of things of thoughts.
His idea is that not only the developer but the community as well will be able to kind of build new ways of playing and evaluating the game as they see fit.
Thank you, Carlo and Lino. Yeah, I thought it was something that I had to like invoke inside the maybe like during the end screen or something. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries.
Awesome. Then if that's it, I think we can close this call. And everyone, thanks for joining. Thanks for participating in the jam. And we'll see you guys next week.
Congratulations on the game, guys, and have a nice weekend. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.